So I need to share this really, really lovely story. I think it's the perfect time of year. Obviously, it's the most wonderful time of the year, but it's also a really hard time of year. Okay, so here's how this goes. So let me back up and say that I've written at least 2 blogs. One about how my friend Rachel, she was a college and law school classmate, and she died when I was recovering from autoimmune encephalitis. She had colorectal cancer. And I've written a lot about Rach. She's in my speeches. I miss her so much. And like, I can't believe that happened to her and her family. We were, you know, in our early 30s when Rachel died. So I've written a lot about her. I talk about her and how she leaves me dimes, right? And I believe this with all my heart. I can't remember the name of the blog, but there's like at least 2. Okay, and then I lost my dad 2 years ago, and there's kind of a backstory to this. Again, I've written a blog, and I believe my dad leaves me feathers, right? I believe this with my whole heart. I believe in miracles. And I think in the blog, I remember writing, miracles are everywhere. You just have to believe and look for them. I absolutely believe that. Okay. So like a week or 2 ago, I had to have kind of a difficult conversation with my kids about magic and the magic of Christmas and magic beings. And I started it off by saying, you guys know that Mom like believes in magic and, you know, and loves Harry Potter with you guys. And you guys know that I believe Rachel leaves me dimes and Grandpa leaves me feathers from heaven. And they're like, yep. Okay, so we have this conversation that was so sad for them. It was hard. It was sad for their mother. But my kids absolutely know this. When they find feathers, they're like, Mom, Grandpa's thinking of us. They know, you know, I watch for my dimes. So every now and then it feels like I haven't seen a dime in a while. And I'm always like, Rach, don't give up on me, right? Like, show me your white light. So the other day I walked into our house. There was a dime on the floor, like right in the middle of the floor. Made me so happy. Okay. So this week I had an awful week. It's a crappy week between my health and a couple other things. And it was just, it's not the right time of year. So rough. So yesterday, in the midst of all of this, I take my oldest, my daughter, to go shopping for an angel tree for something for the Salvation Army. And so we're in Target, and because we are very blessed and because she's a preteen, she wanted Starbucks, I'm like, fine, like we're making it kind of a fun little thing. So she's standing by the wall of all of the Starbucks mugs that you can buy in the Starbucks and Target. So she's like standing there and she like brings down this, you know, cup with a straw and was like, oh Mom, isn't this so cute? And because she can't help herself, she like unscrewed it, was touching it, and she goes, Mom, look. And she opened it up. Out of the whole wall of cups, the one she picked out, honest to God, there was a dime in it. And she's like, Mom, this is from Rachel, right? Like my middle school daughter. And in that moment, I'm like, everything's gonna be okay. Thank you, Rachel. So I wanted to share that story. I hope it spreads some hope or cheer. I know this can be a hard time of year. It can be for me too. It can be for all of us. But you know how obsessed I am with Kate Bowler and how much I love, love, love Kate. And she had, I think it's Nicholas Kristof. He's a New York Times reporter, just this amazing guy. And he was on her podcast and he's like, hope is like a muscle. You need to work it. So my challenge for you, if you are an Advent person, or even if not, holidays are coming up, work that muscle, work that hope, no matter what. Like I have heard some of the worst news in the past few days. This woman I know on TikTok lost her very young child. I just talked to someone today who lost his mom. He lost his vision in like his eye. Just like there's always so much in the world that is so hard. And it's going to be hard for all of us. I am no exception. And I know so many people who follow me aren't, right? That's what we're talking about usually on the JM7's blogs and videos and podcasts and whatnot. So if hope is a muscle, so is like that belief. The belief in the good, the belief in the miracles. Because I genuinely believe miracles are everywhere. You just have to believe and look.